Let's all say good evening to our seatmates. Yung advantage na may microphone na kaya mo utusan yung hot girl. Before I begin, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Bobby Gitay. Isa po akong abogado sa gobyerno. Hindi po ako pastor, hindi ako pare. Isa lang po akong kagaya ninyo na dumaan sa purpose-driven life and experience the power of the Lord. Let me begin. Can I ask you one thing, just a favor? Can we all sigh? Buntong hininga. Again. Huwag naman po itapat sa katapin mo. Kita-kita ko yung iba. Huwag naman po, ano. You know, there are different ways of interpreting a sigh. Yung buntong hininga. One way of interpreting it, brothers and sisters, is a sigh of gratitude. Ay, salamat. You know, when I was married na po ako, nandito po yung misis ko nasa labas yata. Ayaw niya kasi panuoy ako pag itutok ako, nahihiya siya. When she was walking down the aisle, when we were about to get married, I saw her, she was so beautiful. I said, salamat Lord, ang ganda ng mga papangasahe. And I'm sure when she looked at me, she also sighed. Salamat Lord, ang gwapo ng mga papangasahe. 2 years later, today, she still looks at me and she still sighs. Pero sinasabi ng Lord, anong nangyari sa asawa ko? A sigh of gratitude. But the sigh that we're talking about tonight is the sigh of exasperation. It's a different kind of sigh. It's a sigh of exasperation. Yung buntong hininga ng exasperation. Ano yung exasperation? It's more than physical tiredness. It's the tiredness of the mind, the heart, and the soul. Unlike physical tiredness, pag pagod ka, tutulog ka lang, pag-isip mo, okay na ulit. But exasperation is a different kind of tiredness. Why? Because when you sleep, you wake up the next day and you are still tired. Why? Because brothers and sisters, it's a kind of tiredness that robs you of the soul. It's a kind of tiredness that tells you, you raise your hand and say, I give up. It's a kind of tiredness that's brought about but by a life that has no purpose. And I'm sure as I speak tonight, and I'm not just speaking to the new invitees, I'm speaking to the renewed Catholics and Christians that are present tonight. Some of us, while even though many of us are in a relationship with the Lord for a long time, sometimes we still wake up one morning and say, is this all life has to offer? There must be more to life than my job, than earning money, than serving. There must be more to life than this. The good news is this, brothers and sisters, there is. There is more to life than your jobs, more to life than your relationships, more to life than whatever it is you're busy with right now. May lumapit nga po isa, sabi niya, Bobby, nalungkot ako. Bakit? Kasi yung aking kapatid, yung pinanganak na gwapo. Yung isang kong kapatid, yung pinanganak na matalino. Yung isang kapatid ko, pinanganak na very talented. Ako, Bobby, yung pinanganak lang. We laugh about it, but brothers and sisters, some people think that they are an accident. Some people think, pinanganak lang ako. I have really no reason for being here. But the good news is this. You have a purpose why you're alive. Let me tell you the story about Borgi, the eagle. Borgi is an eagle. His real name is Bordagol. And itong si Bordagol, nung itlog pa lang si Bordagol, nag-roll yung egg niya, napunta dun sa chicken farm. Nung nag-hatch siya, nakita niya puro manok. And he grew up in that chicken farm thinking he was a chicken. Pero sa tingnan niya, parang iba ako. Yellow sila, medyo brown yung feathers ko. Pag lumilipad sila, parang tumatanong lang ako. Pag lumilipad, parang kaya ko mas mataas pa doon. One day, he asked his foster parents, sabi niya, bakit, of course, in chicken language, bakit po ako ganito? And his parents looked at him kasi mahal na mahal nila siya. Ayaw nilang i-devolve sa kanya, naigaw siya. Or else baka umalis siya. So they told him, alam mo, you're not really a chicken. And then they told him the story. He said, you are an eagle. You were made to fly. You were made to soar. You're not meant for a chicken farm. Brothers and sisters, it doesn't mean that just because you were born in a fallen world, you are supposed to live fallen lives. No, we're not. You are meant to live a dynamic, exciting, and faith-filled life. Brothers and sisters, you are meant to fly. You are meant to soar. You are meant to live a purpose-driven life. And that is what the 7 years are about. In this talk, I just give you an overview of the 5 purposes why we live. 4 yung gagawin ko, yung pang-5 kay Pastor Rick Warren, who will speak to us via video later on. Let me begin. What is our first purpose for living? Ano yung una natin purpose why we live? First purpose. You were planned for God's pleasure. And there's a word for that. What's the word? Galing yun naman. Ako na lang. You were planned for God's pleasure. God delights in you, brothers and sisters. Natutuwa ang Diyos sa inyo. And sometimes you don't even have to do anything. The Lord takes delight in you already. Alam niyo, meron po akong 11-month-old daughter. At pag bumabay kami ng misis ko, katabi namin siya, sometimes wala siyang ginagawa, pinapanood lang kami mag-ina. Wala po siya, hindi ko alam anong inisip niya. She might be thinking about the stock market or the political crisis. I don't know, no? But I would look at her not doing anything and yet there's so much joy in my heart. The same thing with God. Sometimes you don't have to do anything. God just looks at you and takes delight in you. God takes delight in you not so much in what you do, but simply for who you are. In Psalm 149 it says, "For the Lord delights in His people." For the Lord delights in His people. Natutuwa ang Diyos sa atin. The ones sponsoring this Purpose-Driven Life Seminar, my community, ang ligaya ng Panginoon. In English, the joy of the Lord. It means the Lord takes delight in us. Our first purpose is to please God. We were created to please Him. How do I please God? How do I please God? When my wife was 6 months pregnant, we went to the doctor for an ultrasound to know the gender of my daughter. Pagdating po namin doon, sabi ng doktor, sige, labas mo na yung son mo. Nilabas ko rin po yung misis ko, sabi niya, kaya yung misis pala, pagpupas. In-ultrasound. Sabi ng doktor ko, nakikita mo na, hindi na pisngi, nakikita mo yung pisngi. Ay, yung pisngi po nung aking baby. Hindi yung pisngi ng puwet ng baby mo. Kasi nakatalikod po yung baby ko. Hindi ko malalaman yung gender. Bumalik na lang po kayo after 1 week, sabi sa akin, bayad ko naman yung sabi ko. Hindi sabi niya libre na. Pero hindi pa ako sa inyo, sir, sabi sa akin ng doktor. Kausapin mo yung baby mo sa siya, pag makaawa ka, nabuksan niyo yung legs niya para makakita natin ang gender niya. Okay. For the first time, when for 1 week, halos gabi-gabi po pinakausap ko yung son ng misis ko. Anak, magpakita ka na. Every single day. The second time we went back, sabi ng doktor, excited siya, uy, mukhang nakabukas ng konti yung legs. Bobby, Jen, sabi niya sa misis ko, tumawa ka para mag-open lahat yung legs. Pinilipin ko si Jen, ganyan, ano? Alam niyo po ang ginawa ng baby ko? Nag-cross legs ko siya. 1 week na naman po, gabi-gabi kinakausap ko, pagpakita ka na, buksan mo na. The third time we went there, the doctor was all smiles. So she said, Mr. and Mrs. Kitayan, you have a daughter.